Hello everyone. Today we're changing brake pads on a 2008 BMW. Came in with the brake pads warning light on. So the first thing I like to do is remove this plastic cover on the driver's side to get access to the master cylinder. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to unplug the fluid level sensor and then unscrew the cap. Now what I like to do here is remove some brake fluid as much as you can. I have this Mighty Vac pump that I just suck the brake fluid out with. You're going to need this space because when you depress the caliper pistons back into place, the fluid is going to go back into the master cylinder. Be careful not to get any brake fluid on the paint finish, as it will eat the paint. Okay, now we're going to remove the brake anti-rattle clip. And what you want to do is stick a screwdriver and you're going to kind of pry it towards the rear and it'll pop right off. Just like that. Real easy. Next, go ahead and remove the wire for the sensor for the brake pads. And now we're going to remove the plastic caps to gain access to the caliper bolts. There's two of them, one on top, one on the bottom. Now with a 7mm Allen head, go ahead and remove the caliper guide bolts. Now go ahead and remove your brake caliper and hang it out of the way so it's not hanging on the brake hose because it could damage it. If you have trouble getting the caliper off, you can use a screwdriver and pry the pad, get a little separation from the piston and pad, and it'll help remove the caliper. The reason why sometimes it's difficult is because the rotors get dished. There's a little wear on the inside, and it won't come out off that outer edge lip. There are your pads. You can see where the sensor makes contact with the rotor. You cannot reuse this sensor. It has to be replaced. What happens is it breaks the electrical connector there, connection there, and it causes an open circuit, which causes the light to come on. Now right here I'm showing you where the sensor is plugged into in the inside the wheel well here. And what you're going to do is you're going to unplug that white one up on top. Now you have to remove the caliper anchor, and it's held on there by two 18mm bolts. So remove those two. They're not on there very tight. So it shouldn't be difficult to remove. Okay, now center your wheel to make it easier to remove the rotor. Now, in this particular case, you'll see it has a little bolt that holds the rotor into place. Remove that. I think it's either a 5 or 6 millimeter. And I just grab the rotor by hand and go ahead and take it loose. You will be reusing this, so don't lose it. Now, if you find the rotors a little difficult to remove, they get stuck on there by rust sometimes. They form on the hub or in the back of it. I have the special BMW tool right here. Pops it right off every time. Now go ahead and unplug your brake pad wear sensor. It's a plastic clip you'll see right there. You just depress it, pull it apart. Get your new one. Notice how it only goes on one way. Line it up with the other end, the vehicle harness there. Take your time. Make sure it's lined up correctly. And when you plug it in and you push it together, you'll hear an audible click. Just like that. And then go ahead and route it into place and put it back into its little carrier there inside the wheel well. You'll see the sensor wire has these little grommets, and they go on these little holding clips. So you want to route this so it's away from the wheel. Now I like to clean off some of that rust that was causing the rotor to stick onto the hub. This will make it easier for you to remove next time. Then get some anti-seize compound, and I just put it on the hub so that next time hopefully the rotor won't be stuck to it. Now go ahead and open up your box for your rotors, and you need to clean off the coating that they put on these rotors to keep them from rusting. Just use brake clean, a rag or a cloth like I'm using, and just spray it and just wipe it off on both sides. Now just line up the mounting screw for the rotor right there, and line it up and screw the bolt back in, and this should hold the rotor in place. Then go ahead and tighten it snug. I don't remember what the actual torque is. I believe it's 12 foot-pounds, so it's not very tight. Now go ahead and reinstall your caliper anchor with the two 18mm bolts. And you're going to torque those to 81 foot-pounds. So now you're ready to install your pads. I'm using Bosch pads here. That's your inboard and outboard. The one with the clips obviously go into the piston caliper, the caliper piston. So you want to depress that back. You can use this tool that I have here, you can purchase, or a pair of vice grips or channel locks will, or C-clamp, excuse me, will do the same thing. But this tool is just made specifically for this. Once you have the piston depressed, go ahead and install your inboard pad onto the caliper. It should just push straight in. And then you can install your outboard pad onto the caliper anchor, just like that. Now you can put your caliper back on. Sometimes you have to push the bolts back to give you the clearance so it goes over the top of it. and you're going to torque these caliper bolts to 22 foot-pounds. Now you can install your wheel sensor. So it only goes on one way. Like I'm trying to figure out right there. And it just squeezes right into place, into that little channel that I showed you before. Now this plastic clip, that's going to go on the brake line, and its purpose is to keep the wire away from the wheel. It'll have a spot on the sensor harness where it goes. Now for the tricky part, getting that anti-rattle clip back on. Position it where it should be, like that, and then you want to pry it back towards the rear wheel, all at one step. Just like that. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Be very patient. Keep trying. Now you can install your wheel and torque it to 88 foot-pounds. Make sure you use .4 brake fluid. And the final step is to reset the warning light. So first thing you want to do is turn the ignition on. And you're going to go to your odometer reset button on the bottom left there. And you're going to depress that for about 5 seconds. And it should go into the service mode. If at first you don't succeed, try again. See, it didn't work for me there. Let's do it again. And you're going to use your left turn indicator to reset it. There'll be a little button you push on it. There's your service menu. There's your front brakes. There's your service, oil, rear brakes, smog, front brakes again. Now hold the reset button in for like 5 seconds. You'll see a little clock on the right hand side of the word reset. Then to verify it, just press it again and you'll see a check mark where it says reset, so that's good. So this is your reset button right here, the one that's on my thumb, and the other button there is what you scroll up and down with for the selections. So now I want to verify this on the information center. So I started the vehicle. So I'm going to go into where your warnings are. Info sources. Service info. And you see on the bottom there, front brake pads is now OK and it's green. So there you go. That's all there's to it. Good luck, everyone. And if you have any questions, feel free to post. I'll try and get back to you. Good luck.